thing. We're recording.
Okay.
Okay. So on your oh my gosh. First of all, how do you think that the lesson went?
I think it went well. It was much better than my previous ones because it was much more engaging for the kids. So, yeah, I was having fun, and I think the kids were having fun. There was just so much going on that it was constantly they weren't getting bored of one thing. They were moving from place to place. And yeah, it was exciting for them. So,
Oh, I mean, Sam, this was a fantastic lesson. I already went in and evaluated it on the platform. Um, I put in a note in there. I don't usually give, all fours. I mean, I really do. I follow the rubric. But on this lesson, it I gave you outstandings on all elements because it was an exemplary lesson for standards
well,
one,
thanks.
6, 7, and 8. It was fantastic. That's why I'm like, oh, you're online. Like, look at all these things that they're doing. I
I
hope you
know.
can get back in there and do it soon.
Yeah.
um, yeah, you had um first of all, I'm gonna copy one thing that you did, which I thought was so brilliant with the patterns and how you had set up the patterns around the room with the different things. How brilliant was that? I thought that was wonderful. And that was a way that you could assess the students. They were practicing their vocabulary. It showed your planning. It was a strategy. It was like all encompassing in just even that one thing. And I thought that was so thoughtful and brilliant, really. And the kids
Thanks.
just loved it. So developmentally appropriate. Um, all of the examples that you had of them learning through their play, and the little boy with the cars, he was putting the cars in patterns. You gave them multiple opportunities to demonstrate what they knew through authentic hands-on activities, which, oh my goodness, like the kids cannot get enough of that, and kids are getting kind of stripped of that right now with all of this COVID craziness. And so it was
Yeah.
so wonderful to see. I just absolutely loved the lesson. I really did. In fact, I want to,
Thanks.
I think it should be, and an example for other instructors, quite honestly. So
Oh,
it
wow.
was a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and also remember we talked about the epic books and we talked about guided reading and things like that.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect how you used the technology that you had with your laptop and they enjoyed the epic. It was
Yeah, they
wonderful.
that's one thing that we've hit hard since going online this week. We've done a lot of epic stuff. So like reading online, and then they're continuing the reading and doing all of this stuff at home, and the parents are loving it. So yeah, that was a great resource. I've shared it with all the teachers too,
Isn't it
and they're starting to
wonderful?
use it. Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
it's quite
free.
amazing.
I don't know how they do it. It's free, and you can assign the kids the read, books on their level and stuff.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. Absolutely
yeah,
wonderful. I mean, you had them the center work with the cubes was great. You really did incorporate everything. It was so very thoughtful, and they had so many opportunities to practice vocabulary, which was
yeah,
great because they're all language learners.
yeah.
Um, so it was an easy one for me because you did such a great job. I really thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. It was really fun with the kids. And that I think is like when I am having fun along with teaching, I always have fun, but like when I can see them having fun and I can feel it, it's just yeah, it's very nice. I think that's what happened that day. So
It's the best. It's
yeah.
that's the when you get in the zone in teaching, right?
Yeah.
And you're so calm and encouraging with the kids, one of the things that I wrote in my feedback and I just thought was wonderful throughout was the way that you guide the students to the understanding through the way you ask them questions. You were asking them questions about like, what color is that? And tell, what, like, I can't think of the exact thing right now, but just the way
Yeah,
that you were not giving them the answer, but you were facilitating, you were helping them
getting them to them.
getting them to that point with them expressing. And
Yeah,
that's something that is not an easy, that comes with a lot of practice as a teacher. It takes a lot of time, but you really demonstrated that, and it was a great strategy. It also shows how much care and depth you put into your planning. And boy, that's a great way to assess our students too, right?
yeah, yeah. I think I tried that a lot here because, especially in Asian cultures, it's like the kids are always being told, "This is how you do it correctly." So it's like any opportunity that they get, that they have to think and that they have to like, "Oh, why is this the way it is?" It's so important.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hear that a
yeah,
lot from my candidates that are in Asia. And so I think it's great that you did that. And yeah, I mean, it was great. So now you're on lockdown, and where are you
now
in your clinical practice?
so we're finished. So I'm
Oh,
a bit behind. Yeah, so I'm a bit behind. So I have my two more lessons that I need to record.
okay.
So that is something that I was hoping that this lockdown wasn't going to happen because we went back to school. We had a long break for PMI, which is New Year's here. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get these classes recorded this week, next week, and the week after. And then there's lockdown. So right now with standards 4 and 5, I'm kind of struggling to think about. I think I might have some things like just adapting my lesson plans that I already have recorded towards the Teach Now document, just kind of transferring them back and forth. But that's why I skipped this one, step 4 and 5, because I wasn't sure, like with the project thing. I just don't know how to like tackle that because it's something like big, right? But it is, but it isn't, because they say like don't take it that seriously because how can you show that in one recording?
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with that.
Okay, well, let's talk through that for a second. So you have some lessons that are already recorded?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a week's of lessons right now.
Oh, great.
Right.
From
from
online. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So you're using, I don't know what they are because I haven't seen them, but you said that you are using the Epic somewhat or whatever. Is there something that you could incorporate? Like, let's say you use one of those recordings, you have the lesson plan, and you would have to ask your instructor if this is okay, but this is sometimes what I allow my candidates to do that are struggling, and especially with the pandemic, and we've had to be kind of creative sometimes.
Yeah.
Is there a project that you could have the students do at home? Maybe you can't show evidence of it, but you have the idea of it.
So I can run through the week like real quickly what I did, and then I did have them do a project this what was it, Friday? So we've been still working on patterns because that video that I shot was last week or something like that. So we're still doing patterns. So we're doing patterns online. I have like these fun PowerPoint stuff. And then we transition that into animals and how animals have patterns. And then they had to read a book or find a book on Epic about an animal. And then that animal, they created a few sentences about the animal with a pattern. They drew the animal and then they presented it to the class. Is that?
Yes,
that okay?
You've got
but that's
it.
Like that's a whole week's worth of. So can I just take things from each?
Yes, that
Okay.
absolutely meets that requirement. Yes.
Okay.
Use that. You have a lot to go off of there. And the project is there. Another piece that the solving a global or local issue, with the animal piece, you had them do a little bit of research, or I don't know if you signed the book, it doesn't matter, but you had them write about it. So,
Yeah.
I guess what would you have everything, but let's talk about that global or local issue piece. Like, what could you say about that?
I think I'm not sure.
Maybe you could,
I'd have to read the standard again and look at the guiding question.
Yeah, you mean for the in-task?
Yeah.
So basically with the project-based learning activities, a critical component of a PBL is that solving a global or local issue.
Okay.
And so you could figure out something with what you've done, look at it again, and think like, what could be an extension of that maybe you can incorporate, and maybe it doesn't show up in the evidence of your video, but you could write about it in your reflection.
In reflection?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And say like, this is where I would like to go with this from here. That would be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay.
So you've got it. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
You're almost there. We got to get you finished so that you can feel successful.
Just be done.
Yeah, but you already did it. You don't have to re-record, and you have that lesson. Sounds perfect. And you know what's great about it is that it truly is a project, because you're starting from the lesson that you previously taught. Right. Just go off of that. It sounds perfect.
Yeah. I'll put that stuff together and hopefully get it to you maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, perfect.
We have a break Monday, so I don't have.
So if you want to go over that with me, and just send it to me or put it on the platform, I'll just look for it and we can meet. This time is perfect for me. Does this work for you?
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is fine.
Because I'm already in the groove. I have 2 VCs back to back, and then I just hung up with them. They had some questions, and then I can get right on with you. So I'll put it on my calendar for next week, and then we can go over 4 and 5 and anything else. You have to do your final video too. Yeah.
And the final video is just trying to encompass everything, right?
It can be any video. Yeah, okay. Right, exactly. Any video. So we could talk about both next week, and then you could be done.
Yeah. If I'll look at my recordings. I just recorded them. I haven't looked back and checked them out yet, but yeah.
Okay.
I think, the product, maybe environmental issues with the animals. I don't know. So I don't know if I've told you, but I live on a rescue center. So, it's an old zoo that, from 30 years ago, but, my partner runs the rescue center. So while I teach, because I'm home, I was teaching, and then we talked about animals, and then I walked around the center and I showed them animals in the camera. So they got to see animals that they read about and all this stuff. It was quite cool. It was a really nice lesson that they loved. So maybe I'll put that into it.
Sam, you have everything. Awesome. That's perfect. And you could maybe just even, explain, look at where we're living on right now, why it used to be, a zoo. Why is it not a zoo anymore? You could talk about that. It doesn't have to be a deep thing, but that is the global issue right there. There's a reason why it's not anymore, or local issue, which is even wonderful, great for your kids, because when we want to teach about, building this awareness of the world around us, we know as early childhood educators, we have to start with the world they live in, right? So that's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I could get away with that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my goodness, you don't have anything to worry about compared to some other people that are like, oh my gosh, I teach, trigonometry. How am I gonna
Yeah.
how am I gonna make a PBL out of this? We have to be very creative, but you've got lots to work with. You'll be fine.
Cool. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So let's meet next week at 10:30, same time.
Okay.
Whatever time it is.
Sounds
What time
good to
is it
me.
for you right now?
9:30 p.m.
PM. Okay, it's not too late then.
No, it's not too bad.
And then see if you can get that final video too.
Yeah, I think so. I think with all the stuff that I have out of a week's worth of recording, I can find something.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if your cohort's already done, you got to get it done. We can do it. We can do this.
I can't postpone for too much longer.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'll be really feel so great, and So let's try and do it next week. We'll talk about both, and I'll have it all uploaded and everything by the time we meet. If you send it to me, I don't know how quickly you can put it together, but I'll just keep on the lookout for it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All
Great.
right.
All right. Thank you.
Take good care. Be safe.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right. I'll send you the recording. Yeah, it'll take a minute to process, and I have to put it on YouTube. Hope that's okay.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's just the easiest way, and then nobody's gonna look at it with us,
Yeah.
And then I'll send it to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.